Welcome, my beautiful, beautiful friends, to our Sophia Temple celebration of the sacred pause of Samhain. And we see it over here kind of at 11 o'clock. I butchered that name forever until I finally went on Google and said, how do you pronounce Samhain? And I have to share, it is finally getting okay with my brain to write Samhin as I'm saying in my head, Samhain. And that took forever. My brain works in phonics. And it was so hard, but it is Celtic. And so, yes, the spelling is different than the pronunciation. But welcome, welcome, welcome to this very, very special sacred time on our wheel. At every pause, the veil is thinner than it is during everyday life, and none as thin as it is today. So we're going to move into some of what all that means. And right now, let us open our circle. Taking some nice deep breaths. Feeling your feet flat on the floor. Allowing your energy to begin to return into your body. Settling down, down, down into your first chakra. And coming up to rest in your high heart. Taking another deep breath in. Bringing our hands into prayer pose. And on the exhale, letting our fingers fall forward and spreading apart time, space, reality. With our hands figuratively, energetically, and literally moving the past out past your left hand. And moving the future out past your right hand. Freeing up your aura of all of those timelines, all of those memories and visions, commitments, responsibilities, just letting them go to be tended to by source energy while we remain here in this sacred space. Bring our hands back into prayer pose for another beautiful breath. Calling in our sacred circle. Imagining, if you like, that we are all seated around a beautiful bonfire. The veil is thin at this time of year. Our ancestors are closer than they ever are at any other time. And as we are seated here with our sisters, with our higher selves, with all those who love us unconditionally, we feel completely safe and free and joyous. And as we welcome our sisters, bowing to the right and bowing to the left, and bowing through the flames to our sisters on the opposite side of the circle. Just feeling this community around you. And allowing to join you in the circle if you are loved by them completely. Any and all ancestors that wish to be here with you today. For me, it's one of my grandmothers on my mother's side who was a Celtic priestess, and a grandmother on my father's side who was a Cherokee priestess. And they are joining us here. I always welcome this close connection. And just feeling into your lineage, whether this is a bloodline or a heart line, however it feels good to you to make this connection. I wanted to share with you a piece that Alana Fairchild, and then I'm like, oh, we just talked about Alana, shared in social media. October is a nature teaching in the divine healing power of the paradox of light and dark, masculine and feminine. And I add here of death and rebirth. As we prepare to celebrate Samhain or Halloween in the Northern Hemisphere and Beltane in the Southern, Halloween celebrates the ancestors who have passed, and Beltane is a celebration of the lineage we can create through the union of masculine and feminine energies. These are festivals of hope and healing. The North is anchoring in honoring loss, and the South is at the very same moment honoring creation. They are both portals between the worlds, occurring at a time when the psychic veils that divide past, present, and future are thinnest. This is a perfect time to ask questions and expect that the intuitive responses that come to you most readily. It's a time to become aware of your ancestral inheritance, the helpful and the potentially harmful, and to transform the harmful stuff into fuel for your spiritual path to prompt evolution of your being. That which is no longer needed is cast aside, shall we say, thrown into our bonfire, like the outer casing of a seed that is ready to push forth into the next stages of growth, expressing your soul's truth. I particularly like that today because that is what we're doing today, is asking a question during our vision walk. My favorite image for this time of year, I know that many of you have seen it many times, and I will probably use it forever, is no matter how beautiful the mask we're wearing, it's time to let the real you be seen. And to just be aware that there are times that we wear masks. And masks can also be considered roles. We have different roles, we have different responsibilities in different roles, and we must take on those roles and responsibilities and then shift them. It doesn't work when we place ourselves with masks to hide who we really are so that we can, feel safe, go along to get along, keep the people who are with us, Even though if you have to wear a mask to keep somebody with you, are they worth it? These are all questions we can ask. But I love this play on the Halloween and the masks, but it brings up the points of how authentic are we? Where are the places that we are ready to release some husks, drop those seed pods, and fully bloom into who we really, really are? So today, we are connecting with our higher selves on a vision walk. All the wisdom of the past, the present, and the future is contained in the real you. And we've already mentioned it more than once that the veil between past, present, and future is the thinnest. So moving between these places is so much easier today. The vision walk is a way to get the ego self out of the way, get your mind out of the way, and reconnect with the real you. The main purpose of Vision Quest is really not to answer questions or solve problems, but it is to get you in touch with your deeper being. Each time you do one, you will get better acquainted with the quality of your inner voice and learn a little more about how to live your own authentic life. So during the meditation, you will get clear on your question. You want to pick one question and stick with that one. And it could really be any question. It could be very specific or open-ended or yes and no. But you want to just make sure that the question you're asking is actually important to you. So here are some sample questions. If one of these is like, yeah, I'm interested in that, use that question. But keep your question as simple as possible. The shorter the better. And pay attention to how you frame your question. Generally, if you frame your question in the positive, like, how can I succeed, rather than, why can't I succeed, you'll get a more positive answer. So we're going to each have a timer handy. It could be your phone, your watch, whatever you need. And when it's time, I'll let you know. We're going to set that timer for 30 minutes. Knowing that our walk will only last like 5 to 20 minutes, but having the timer, you don't have to worry about how much time have I spent and disturb yourself and distract yourself. And if the timer goes off, then just complete and return here to the room. So let's begin our walk together with this beautiful meditation. So begin by taking another deep breath in and relax as you take another breath in and breathe out. And now see there and feel around you the light of your spirit. It appears as a luminous egg, shimmering silvery gold, and it's extending about a foot beyond your physical body. It's protecting and soothing and bathing your body in the light of the real you. This luminous egg is fed by the light of the sun and the spirit that moves through all things. And as you inhale your next breath, breathe in this light that surrounds your body. Feel the light as it enters your lungs and moves into your bloodstream. Feel it as it rushes to your heart. Feel it as it's pumped into your arteries and capillaries that feed your body. Let it penetrate and permeate every organ, every bone, every muscle, every cell. And as you breathe in, allow yourself to be nourished by this light. And as you breathe out, release any cares about the past or the future, any sense of worry or concern, any darkness or fear. Breathe in that wonderful, renewing, rejuvenating life force. And again, breathe out all that does not need to remain. And allow yourself to simply sink down, down, down into the ocean of your own deep consciousness. Now you are completely relaxed and in a deep state of inner peace. And imagine that you find yourself in a control room. The control room is filled with phones, computer consoles, blinking lights. There are also lots of people typing and talking on the phone and rushing to and fro, delivering messages. Just take a moment and observe this space. Feel the amazing energy and activity here. This is the control room of your mind, and it's time to turn it off. The main power switch is over there on the wall next to the elevator. So walk over to the power switch. Good. Now reach up with one hand, grab hold of the switch, and pull it down. Watch the power go off in the control room. The lights dim and go out. The computer screens go blank. People slump and slumber at their desks. All activity ceases. With the exception of a few blinking lights, it's dark now, and your mind is completely quiet. You won't be needing your mind for this exercise. It will still take care of your body while you're gone. Right next to the power switch is an elevator with an open door. Go over to the elevator and step inside. Good. You're going to take the elevator down several floors. Just push the heart-shaped button on the console, the one that says heart chamber. That's it. You're going down now. Down into the heart chamber. Down, down, down. Good. You're gently descending into a space where you are always connected to your true self, to the real you. You're about to enter a very special room, a place of infinite peace and joy, a place of unbounded creativity and wisdom. You can already feel the energy of this wondrous space emanating from the chamber as the elevator comes to a gentle stop. Now the elevator doors open and you rejoice as you step slowly into your heart chamber. You feel bathed in peace and love. Allow yourself to feel the deep joy of this homecoming. Now walk deeper into the space of truth. And taking your time, notice what the chamber looks like. Notice how it feels. Allow yourself to absorb its wonderful energy. This is the core of your being, the heart of the real you. Take another moment to savor this room. Feel your intimate connection to the earth and all creation, to the plants and the animals, the planets, the stars. Feel your oneness with and your deep love for all humanity. Notice that there are portals to the past and to the future. Gaze at the magical doorways that give you access to all the wisdom of the universe. Now look toward the middle of your heart chamber. And in the very center is a plush, reclining couch, perfectly formed to fit your body. Glide over and take a closer look. Notice the color, the shape, and the texture of the couch. Reaching out, feel its softness. And now sit back in the couch. Just sink into it and observe your chamber. Never have you felt so deeply peaceful and relaxed. And as you lie back on the couch, close your eyes and allow yourself to formulate your question. Keeping it short and simple, this is the question that is most important to you right now. The question that you want the answer to right now. You know what this question is. If you've forgotten, relax and it will come to you. And during the next few moments, allow this question to become a part of you. Focus on your question and nothing else. Dwell on it. Feel it. Repeat it over and over like a mantra. Allow it to permeate your whole body. Allow it to seep into every cell of your body. Become this question. And we will take 2 or 3 minutes in silence to allow time for this. Okay, now that your question is very clear, and now that it is contained within your entire body, begin to draw the energy of your question into your lung area. With each in-breath, see and feel the energy of your question pulling in from your extremities and compacting into your lungs. It's coming in now from your fingers and your toes, from your arms and your legs, from your head, chest, and abdomen. The energy of your question pulls in and compacts into a ball in the center of your lungs. Notice its color and its shape. Notice how it spins as it draws more energy into itself. Keep breathing and keep drawing it in until all of the energy of your question is contained within this ball in the center of your lungs. Now all the energy of your question is there inside of your lungs. And imagine that you're holding a deflated yellow balloon in the fingers of one hand. That's right, a flat, yellow, deflated balloon. You can feel the rubbery texture in your fingers. When you're ready, lift the balloon to your lips and blow the energy of your question into the balloon. That's right, just blow up the balloon. The energy of your question is leaving your lungs and filling the balloon like helium. Feel it going out and watch the balloon expand as you blow. 3 or 4 good breaths will do it. Good. Now the balloon is fully inflated and all the energy of your question is inside. Already you feel the balloon straining to lift into the air, but hold on to it for just a moment more. I want you to tie a knot in the balloon before you let it go, feeling the texture of the balloon in your hands. Hear the rubbery, hollow sound of your fingers scraping against this fully inflated balloon. Now imagine some colorful streamers are attached to the balloon so it will be more visible in the air. And your balloon is really straining to take off now. But before you let it go, notice that your question is written clearly on the side of the balloon in big, bold letters. Now at last, hold your decorated balloon aloft in your fingers and let it go. There it goes. Look up into the sky. Watch it sail away, up, up, up. It's bobbing and sailing on the wind now, up into the clouds. It's getting smaller now, smaller, rising into the clear blue sky. And the writing is barely visible now. It's getting smaller and smaller. The balloon becomes a dot and it just disappears. At last, your question has been released. It has been sent and delivered to Source, where all questions are immediately answered. It's as easy as ask and receive. The answer to your question has already been sent. All you need to do is find it. So in a moment, you're going to open your eyes and listen to your heart. If it tells you to stay and meditate, then stay and meditate. If it tells you to walk and wander outside, then wander outside. If it says to stay inside, then stay inside and glide from room to room. Walk as though you were floating in a dream. You're very relaxed, but attentive to the things around you. You will receive your answer in a way that is just right for you. It will be given in something you see or hear, smell or taste or touch, maybe even something you feel or do. Don't prejudge how your answer will come. It will be very specific. It will be clear and unmistakable. Now open your eyes and prepare to begin your walk. We'll walk for 5 to 20 minutes, but no more than a half an hour. And when you get your answer, take a moment to savor it. Feel the magic and the wonder of the process. Appreciate the wisdom of the real you, the no self that is unbounded by space, time, or limitations. Open your heart in gratitude for your answer. Then return here and journal about your experience with the prompts that will be waiting for you. And after you complete gathering your experience, share in the chat that you are complete. And when everyone is ready, those who wish to can share your experience. So let's begin. Start your timer and enjoy your walk. Beautiful. And while we're still in this slight dreamy state, I'm going to invite you to take out your art supplies and create an intuitive art piece that is a representation of what you received, a visual image of it, or if there's some further information for you coming from spirit, we can capture that as well. So let's take a few moments to create an intuitive art piece, and then we'll share our experiences. Let me know in the chat when you have completed your piece. Lainey, do you need a few more minutes?
No, I'm ready.
Perfect. All right. Let me stop this. Great. Yay. So, let me know what came to you, how'd it go, what are you excited about?
Um, I got really into the meditation and almost didn't get up, but I did. And my question was, am I bored? And then how can I thrive on the weekends with Raya? Um, Especially like the weekends where it's just her and I. And kind of what came to me walking around. Well, at first, like, right, a lot of stuff with like my dad came up. Like, I immediately saw a picture of him, and then a book I have that is of his, and a little note on my thing from my mom that was like from a gift that she gave us in honor of my dad. So that was interesting at first.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But then just kind of going into like Ryan's room and around like our play area, I quickly felt like the message was kind of the whole, I think we talked about it with fall, like cleaning. Like I think in order for us to have more fun, it's like more rules, more routine, more, and it seems like that won't make more fun, like that's less fun, but we need that in order to um actually be able to have more fun, which I think was the message that I was getting. Like I noticed Ryan put a bunch of stickers all over her like nice thing in her room, which I don't really want her to do. And like that's a rule, but just implementing those rules and noticing because there's so many toys in the first place. And um so just really like kind of I always want to say spring cleanings, but it's fall, but like getting things out that have bad juju with them for some reason or just anything like, but doing it not just like throwing things away, like donating for Christmas or trying to make it really like give back. Because my art, I've kind of had like some neck pain and stuff, so I decided in my art to like I was gonna work it out, and of course I picked white. So I am thinking I'm like, and then I'm using oil pastels so they don't come as much. But then my second color was green,
Mm.
which I like. Green to me is growth, earth, alive, healthy, hippie, smart, caring, silly. So kind of to go with rye again, like I like that because kind of when I was walking around, it felt a little wasteful, like so many toys and not taking care of things. So the hippie recycling part, I like, and to teach her that. What
Cool.
about, yes.
Yeah. Well, and with it being today, I'm not surprised that you connected some with your dad's energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just and if you're open to it, just he's closer than he ever is today. So maybe having some conversations with him and seeing if um, it's almost this idea of because you didn't get to have him with you your entire childhood, and so maybe even how would he have liked to have interacted with you as a child, and are there ways that he would have done it that you can bring in now with you and Rye,
Mm,
that they're not part of your they're not part of your lived experience as a child, but yet they are part of your heritage.
mm,
And just curious that if anything would come up, if it feels good. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So beautiful. Um, interesting. I didn't get hardly out of the chair. And what I noticed was, this is actually my, I can't do it. Isn't that funny? Because it's all backwards. This is my actual handprint. And when I did it, I realized, oh, it looks like I have a bat in that, it was
Oh,
like,
yeah, yeah.
so I've noticed that before, not obtrusively and all the time kind of thing. But this, because we're on the vision log, is like, oh, the bat. So I pulled out my book about spirit animals and read about the bat. And it, like perfectly answered my question, which is around more fully trusting myself and my work. And so it was very, very insightful and kind of like nothing I don't already know. But obviously there's still some layers that are looking to be released. And so I brought it here, and this is the image I got, which is wild. So even as I was drawing that in myself, I was going, oh, it's a cave. Okay, fine. And then this, there was kind of the feeling as I was drawing it that it was like the light transfer, or the vision in and out of the cave kind of thing, and then whatever this mess was. So, but the colors. So the cave is in lilac, which is the purple and white. So, of course, for me, purple is sovereign, stable, strong. So I've got this strong structure, and then the white part of the lilac is the spiritual. So I have this structure already created where any questions I have, I can have them answered. So sitting around going, I don't know what to do, is like, yeah. And that's where this mess comes in. This is actually malachite. And so there's a whole, I looked it up, and there's like 3 post-it notes of what malachite means. But the pieces that jumped out for this particular picture is, one of the meanings behind the malachite is to release worn out patterns. So this pattern of falling into not trusting, or am I really seeing everything, and blah blah, all of that, because it feels like blah blah blah, blah that's being allowed to leave. And malachite also acts as a fetch, which means it will draw to you what is needed and keep stressing that until the lesson is learned. So it's this idea of seeing with my spiritual eyes, seeing with my inner knowing what's going on, and that the external physical things that are causing me to even ask the question are simply here so that I will keep asking the question and let go of these patterns. So I'm like, cool, can we let go of them now, like yesterday? And then we got this humble jumble mess up here, which just felt like a ball of energy when I was drawing it. And it is orange. And orange for me is juicy, high vibe, and jazz. And so that feels like this is information. I noticed that it's not in the cave at all, but it's outside here. It does touch it a little bit. But so the message I'm getting is that even though I'm in the middle of this right now, and we're still straightening things out, if you will, stay jazzed. Nothing's gone wrong, nothing's bad, nothing horrible is going to happen. The shoe is not, we don't even have any shoes, they can't drop. So so that was a great message. Sophia was right. Pay attention, something good's going to come. So that was fun. That was fun. All right, so I'm going to invite you to think about your diamond, and I'm going to go close the records for our time together today. So give me just a moment. I'll be right back. Thank you. So what is your diamond today?
Um, you go first. I haven't thought of mine yet. Mm, I guess maybe like um honoring being the veil being so thin with the ancestors. It's still like I'll call them my angels, and I know God is always with me, and I do that, but having that become like a normal practice.
Mm-hmm.
And I can get to the point where I'm like, oh, I feel a little lonely. So instead of going there, like remembering that and kind of maybe playing with it more and having more fun with it instead of feeling caring, letting
Yeah.
ego get in the way.
What if that that uh what if the feeling of loneliness was actually a feeling of longing, and it's longing for these connections?
I like that because I know like the difference between loneliness and solitude. I do have solitude, but it's like you can have both. I like that longing.
Yeah. And so then it's a question of, all right, so what is it I'm longing for? Um, and from this context, what we're looking at today, I know there are a lot of people. I personally do not, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just not something that is that I work on right now. I'm not going to ever say no to anything, but I know that there are a lot of people that have ongoing conversations with people who've passed on. I mean, they're just chit chatting all the time, getting information. So, because your dad came up today, perhaps he is wanting to establish a connection with you that is I don't know, real is not the right word, but a more physical connection with you than you've ever even understood or thought was even possible. And just not saying, oh yeah, go for it, but be open to, I wonder what it would be like to, when I have those moments of longing, to go, oh, is that dad wanting to share something with me? Who knows? Now, does that make you feel good or make you feel like, oh my God, that's somewhere I do not want to go?
Yeah, no, it makes you feel good. It does feel like it could be a next level thing for me because it's not something I
Yeah.
normally played with. So,
And the other side is, okay, I have goosebumps and I'm just going to say it. It feels like your dad is longing to be the grandpa he never got to be.
mm,
And that his he's got something to add to how you interact and parent your children. And so what if they, when that feeling of loneliness comes, it's just a longing, it's just him attempting to get your attention. And it's kind of cool when, okay, what if that's all it was? It's nothing wrong. It's nothing that needs to be worked on or taken care of or gotten rid of, or all the things we do. It's just, oh, I just need to. And that's another lesson from Bat, that it's this idea of having a radical shift in perspective.
Hmm. When I've done some inner child work, like I've realized that my inner child is like kind of lonely, like wants a playmate, like wants, so it's kind of cool because I thought like, okay, I need that in a spouse or in, but it's cool to think that I could figure that out
Yes.
without anybody else.
And think about it. Yes, a playmate and all those things would have been nice, but what you really, 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 really wanted
Was my
was a
dad.
dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
fun.
And allowing that connection, because this is the moment to make that connection. And you can, I mean, the connection doesn't have to go away because the veils get thin, but the initial connection can more easily be made now than any time. So, fun. I love it. All right, everyone, those of you who are here energetically with us, we feel you and thank you, thank you, thank you. Please put into the chat, you can shoot pictures of your art or just share what happened and your experience. We would love to stand as your witnesses as well and be there with you. So, remembering that as we take our first steps based on our answers we received today, we're going to open the door for our lives to change. So, we're not the same people we were when we showed up. Yay! I'm always for expansion. But you need to do all the things, drink plenty of water, listen to your body, come fully, fully, fully back into here, using that lunoscape movement to bring your spiritual body back into your physical body, whatever you need to do. So I want to thank all of those who were here with us today, all of our ancestors, all the spirits that love us unconditionally, Joan of Arc, Archangel Michael and Sophia, thank you for being with us. All of the other guides who are here, thank you for joining us, all of our sisters. This has been a beautiful, beautiful circle today in honor of the sacred pause of Samhain. Thank you, thank you. So it is with great love. We're going to return energy now. Deep breath in. The energy that belongs to someone else, return to sender with love and consciousness. Energy in your field that belongs to something else, we release all of that to be returned and transmuted into love. Deep breath in. Return it all. Oh, shake it off. And calling back all of your energy into your body, into your field. Deep breath in. Sensing, feeling, knowing that your energy is riding your breath back to your field and back into your body again. Knowing all that energy is settling in right where it belongs. And one final time. Beautiful. Ending in the hug. Letting the energy that is returned to you know I see you and I feel you. I love you and I honor you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Miss, with great love, that I declare our temple complete. Namaste, my friends.